Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Admaster Ndlichaku. Now, the former Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Magashule, has formed a new political party called ACT, African Congress for Transformation. Now, we saw him unveiling the veterans or the old leaders who comes from the ANC. And he stated that they exist in all provinces in South Africa. And he also stated that he has been consulting and they have been building this for the past 6 months undetected. So he was trying to convince us that he used some intelligence to form this political party. We saw people like Benin Klemeza. We saw other leaders from the Eastern Cape, from Gauteng, and all other provinces. I think Limpopo came late on that launch. It was launched in Soweto, Johannesburg. Now, my question is, there was a time where the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, went to speak with Ace Magashule, trying to convince him to join the EFF. And I think that was a wrong move. Because the EFF comes in as a political home for young intellectuals. And I think that gives us a clear picture of the type of government that the EFF is going to be, which means it's going to have young leaders even in parliament, even in its cabinet, if it could happen that it becomes fortunate to win and lead South Africa. Now, a political party formed by a person of Ace Magashule's caliber that comes with a lot of elders. You know, I'm not saying that I hate old people, but I'm saying that these guys had an opportunity to show leadership. They had an opportunity to serve the country. And now that they've been expelled, they come to us, they form a political party. They want us to trust them. Trust them with what? What is their mission? What is it? Because it's unlike the EFF. Or maybe it's because I saw the EFF being formed and I understand what it is. Because those guys never lost their generational mission of economic freedom in their lifetime. They were talking about all those 7 cardinal pillars by their time in the youth league, and they served less than 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, in the youth league, and then they were expelled. Some were suspended, decided to leave with the CIC to form a political party, and they never betrayed their generational mission. They are still talking about the same thing that got them expelled by the ANC in the youth league. What is the generational mission? What is the mission of Ace Magashule? Ace Magashule is associated with all wrongdoings in Free State. He hasn't proven to be a great leader. He hasn't delivered anything. So this person comes to us and forms a political party. He is 63. I'm not an ageist, but he presided in a government in the ANC that said at the age of 63, we must all go on pension. He comes to us, he forms a political party, he's contesting elections in 2024, which means he has ambitions to go to parliament. Is the South African parliament a retirement village? Well, it has always been until political parties like ATM sent young people. The EFF sent young people. Even the DA started to send young people in parliament. I think the youngest member of parliament comes from the DA. I think they have that record. So now the ANC started to put in Bolamula, but they were old. So we want a political party that carries a mission that makes sense. And I don't think I understand that a lot of us are not voting. I understand that I think there is more than 16 million South Africans who are eligible to vote, but they choose to stay away whenever there are elections in South Africa. I understand that they might lie to us and say they are gunning for that number. But I don't think that is the case. I think it exposes Ace Magashule for who he is. It means he has always been ambitious to be president in the ANC. And I think he is bitter that he is expelled and then that opportunity just passed him now. And now we went to take people who were in retirement to come to us and try to convince us that this African Congress for Transformation is the one. And he's saying that is going to take a lot of people from the ANC. They are going to resign in the ANC and join his party. Is this another some sort of coup arrangement? That when a certain faction loses in the ANC, they go and form another political party to take members from the ANC and try to challenge the ANC from outside. It's this another strategy that was used by Bombazi Mashlowa and Womusu Walikota when Mbeki lost in Polokwane. The ANC is dead, and it was betrayed and killed by its people, because they were afforded an opportunity to lead for 30 years, for almost 30 years, and they failed to deliver, and they always blame the apartheid. You cannot say that you failed to think for 30 years. Number one, maintain apartheid structures, the buildings that are there. Maintain them first before you start and build your cheap labor constructions, which before they're even officially opened, they start to crack. Maintain the older ones that are there. But we didn't see that. Everything that was built in South Africa has collapsed, dilapidated under the leadership of the ANC. And this Ace Magashule has been part of that leadership. Free State, it is what it is today because it was under Ace Magashule for a long time. But it seems like corruption and criminality is a ticket to higher political positions in the ANC. And now that they took a decision to expel him, he is bitter because he knows that the cake is big. He knows that it's not a cake that is full of just cream. It is rich. And now we want to eat from outside. It has become some sort of a rat. I don't think that is a good move. I don't think it gives him the respect that he deserves. I think he has disrespected himself for taking that position or that decision. I understand that he might have consulted with the likes of Mbeki, Zuma. These guys are also bitter. Julius Malema says the worst thing that can happen to a politician or a political leader is to make sure that they don't finish their term. Mbeki did not finish his term. Zuma did not finish his term. And they don't want to see anyone finishing their term in the ANC. That is why they will always advise otherwise. We've had former President Mbeki recently saying that who is going to vote an ANC that is led by a criminal? Who is the president of the ANC is Ramaphosa, which means they declared Ramaphosa a criminal, and that alone is some sort of decampaigning for 2024. We have seen Zuma, after coming back from Russia, after benefiting from that remission program from the Department of Correctional Services, we saw him celebrating and embracing Malema. And I don't think that comes from the bottom of his heart. They are just crushing the leadership or the faction of Ramaphosa. And they will do anything at their disposal to do that. Because a person like Fikile Mbalula tells us that they know that Ace Magashule has been involved in activities like this. And he says he has been involved in forming political parties like ATM. So it's not the first time. That is why it was easy for him to maneuver and move around the country for 6 months, undetected as he claims, and form this political party. Consult with all leaders who he knows that they don't like the current administration. He knew they were going to give him a green light. And here we are today under South Africa, that anyone can wake up anytime and form a political party. I understand there's a room for that. But we have a lot of them. We have a lot of them, and it shows that their leaders are very ambitious. I think there's an exception for a political party like the EFF, for example. The guys were still young, and they carry a mission that they can see the ANC turning a blind eye, and they think that generational mission is going to liberate South Africa. They went to form a political party and carried on with the same mission. They never changed. But what is this one coming with? This one of Ace Magashule. What are they saying? What are they really saying? What is it that is new? What is it that is old that has been advocating for from the ANC? Maybe something that got him fired that they still want to do now. Because the only thing is that they wanted to suspend or expel Ramaphosa. Where there was that situation where they suspended each other. So he wanted to be president. So and he could see that he couldn't contest and win from the ANC. They got rid of him. They also detected his shenanigans. They got rid of him. And now from outside, they still want to eat the cake. I don't think people like Ace Magashule have the interest of black South Africans at heart. I don't think so. He even comes to say the public, the government employees must not be scared to join his political party. Nothing is going to happen to them. They will be protected, because he knows that this is how he used to brutalize people who had political differences while he was still in government under the ANC. He knows. And now he is the one who comes to us and say, we must join his political party. Nothing is going to happen. What type of a leader is that? What type of a leader is that? So this act, the African Congress for Transformation, I don't think it has a room. I don't think it has a room. And we still want to know who funds them. We still want to know who supports them in the ANC and things like that. Because he claims that there are people who said they must not resign, they must stay there in the ANC, maybe to give him information or things like that. Why didn't he join the EFF if he still wants to continue be a politician? I mean, he's old. If he has his things planned right, he could just go and stay home and look after his siblings. I mean, his grandchildren. He's very old, 63. And they presided over a government that forced our parents and grandparents to retire at age 60. So at age 63, he forms a political party. He still wants to go and serve in parliament for the next 5 years. Come on. These are the people who must join emerging political parties, at least the top 5, if they still want to play the political game outside the ANC, and advise these guys. because they are old. They are old. So there's no liberation movement that will live forever, we understand. If the ANC is dying, it's not the first time. In Cuba, the Batista regime died, and no one thought it will ever be defeated. And so as the ANC, it will die. It's bound to. It won't live forever. People will come and see it for what it is. And I think that time is now. And the only thing that is helping in the political arena in South Africa through the formation of political parties like ACT under the leadership of Ace Magashule is that they continue to eat the ANC alive. So in the ANC, they claim that the ANC is cleansing itself. There's no such thing. The ANC is dying a natural death. This is Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Adma Sandil. Don't forget to hit the subscription button. Let's subscribe. Let's grow together so that I keep on pushing and giving you this type of content and my views. This is Authentic Info Podcast. Subscribe. Thank you.